Alright, this one's about Beyvox, a Star Wars story update. So, as you know, if you've been a writer for however long, and you're working on one project, multiple other projects will always pop up while you're working, no matter what the fuck you're doing. You could be taking a shit and minding your own business, and boom, plot point pops up for something you never thought possible. So last night, after I went outside to sit and decompress from my 4 hour writing session, I said to myself, like, man, I wonder how long Bayvox is going to be and whatnot. Because then I came with what was, a plot point that popped up was, well, a couple plot points actually that I can share with you. When I originally wrote Endgame, I had written everybody off with a single sentence each. I was lazy. See, that right there is lazy writing. I wrote them off with one sentence. And how did I get so talented with writing? I listened to all the Star Wars audiobooks. So everything I know about writing Star Wars, I learned from the audiobooks. So yeah, it was it was bad, but also good because now that I'm older, I'm a lot more mature about how I write off somebody or how I do a story. So the plot points that I came up with were, well, let me go to originally in Endgame. Vanessa is not in it. Uh, I wrote off. Who did I write off? Trent and Tyra. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. Because I gave a preview of Trent in Aftermath Redo's epilogue, so he's coming back. Um, what was that? And then I have an unresolved storyline between Naomi and Trent as well, because Naomi had feelings for Trent, and they had an affair and whatnot. And there's the unresolved storyline between the two of them, so I have to do that in Endgame as well, in a flashback, which is fairly easy. Because it'll go fast. It'll be one of those where it's like, oh yeah, it's X amount of years ago, and boom, resolved. And yeah, it's a pain in the ass because there was a whole ton of shit. Even a couple weeks ago, I was thinking, it dawned on me while I was playing Gears of War 3. I'm sitting there like, shit, I have to write a whole plot story for Vanessa in Endgame. Because originally she wasn't in Endgame. I'd written her off completely. I was like, oh, she's good for part 3, and then done. Didn't need her anymore. I was like, wait a minute. Not the way I'm going with the story now, so I have to rewrite her in. But anyway, for Beyvox is going to be 4 parts. And I came up with this I said, man, watch it be, let me make it like 4 parts with like 6 installments each. Because as I'm sitting there, because I'm on Wattpad, so when I load up an installment for Redemption or whatever story, I go by numbers. So it's like 1.1 and then 2.1, so on and so forth. So I thought something on my arm. The way I'm looking at it, it's like right now my longest stories are fuck off Facebook. Um Afterbreath, which is 9 installments. Like the part 1 is 6 installments. Part 2 is 3.5, I think. So I haven't even finished that. That's on hiatus till further notice. And now Redemption's coming up on 8 installments, so it's working on 9 easily. And probably even further than that. But for Bayvox, honestly, 4 parts sounds good to me because, like, part 1 is called Anamenophis. I've already explained what that means and where I got that inspiration from. I haven't figured out a title for part 2 yet, or 3, or 4. But when I saw part 4 in my head, I saw it, like, racing through the numbers, and it stopped at 4.6. I'm like, Okay, that works. I can do 6 installments. Fuck it. And I was like, wait a minute, that's 24 parts. Like, that's a lot of writing. So eventually I'll get around to Beyvox. It's going to take a while because you got to remember, it's going to be a totally original story. It won't have any dependency on original characters whatsoever. The only one that I've mentioned before will be in Master Vandar, but even that'll be brief. Um, I have to do world building. I have to do. Oh, it's a badass in a van. Idiots. Anyway, world building, character building. Character building is going to be the hardest part because I have a lot of characters to build on. Then their backstories, then the conflict, and building up everything. So it's an origin story that is gonna be Star Wars infographic. Cool. I'll check that out later. Thank you, Instagram. I haven't seen them in a long time. I missed that fucking page. Did some cool art. Anyway, so yeah, I have to do the origin story for everybody, and then build up from there. So it's gonna be a while in getting the story fleshed out, figuring out, who starts the story off. And I think I'm settled on starting it with Thomas Raven, which would be really smart because he's pretty much the cause of the shit. So, what better way to do it? And then there's odds and ends in between to where I have to figure out the characters, their likes, their dislikes, how they dress, how they look. It's a mess. It's a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of fucking work. And as much as I wish I had people to help me do this, I want to do it myself because I'm picky and I'm very territorial about my work. So yeah, Beyvox is gonna be an interesting story, and it's gonna be a long motherfucking story too. So once I figure out titles for the remaining 3 parts, because then it'll be part 1 will be Anima Manifest, and then it'll be however many parts it'll be, maybe 6. If it's 6 per thing, I'll let you know, and I'll find out in the future. And then it'll be like part 2.1, and then it'll go to 6, and then it'll be part 3.1 and 3 to 3.6, and then part 4.1 and 4.6. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know. Beyvox might be longer than Redemption. Who knows? I mean, it is a huge fucking origin story, and it's a lot of building and shit to do. So, we'll see where it goes. I don't know. I have no clue how long it'll be. It might be long, it might be short. It depends on how much, I throw into it. Because everything's original about it, so I don't have to worry about a whole lot of shit. Oh, I'm so tired. So, I'm gonna get off of here. I have shit to do, like waking up plus mail call. So I'll do mail call after I get a shower. What the fuck ever, dude. So Twitter thing, one of the artists I follow asked, like, does any human just eat one Oreo? No. It's fucking possible. All them flavors, are you serious? So anyway, I'll give you the current cast of Beyvox so far. Ah, my fucking nose. Ugh. So we got Naomi, we have Trent, we have Tomas Raven, we have Gordeski and Tutu. That's 5. We have Reeve, we have Tyra. I think that's it. Oh no, dumbass. Gordon, Savenger, and Shoto. So, yeah. That's going to be fun adding all them and see how the hell that goes. So all them characters, all their bios and backgrounds and where they came from, it's going to be rough. And since I've already, given... Jesus Christ, I want to stop yawning. Fuck. Since I've already given, backstory on Beyvox itself in Devastation... Yeah, basically, Devastation has the most backstory to it. All I have to do is go back to that, copy and paste stuff, because that basically has the end of what happened with Beyvox. And then I can just copy and paste that into the story, and then that'll be done. And I'll just go from there. Saves time. It's fun. And then Redemption will have more on Beyvox, so be on the lookout for that. It's finally tied together. It's a lot of fun. So, till next time, like and subscribe. Hasta tiempo.